The dreaded red light. I'm so nervous now. Why did I choose to build BFT? Bots for that. So, been around a very long time in some very big, bad, terrible companies, one or two good ones, and spent my formative years working very long hours, so crunched over a desk with terrible systems, bad processes, horrible people, customers we didn't like, products that were considered, less than good, let's say. So my real goal and driver for doing what we do today is I've known far too many smart people over the years who've wasted far too much of their time, me included, doing busy work and stuff that just had to be done but didn't really add any value. So my real purpose was to automate so that we can elevate and give more meaning and more purpose to people's working lives and to what they do. That's it. Secondly, one of our core values and how it shows in my work. I always tell everyone this. We always go through our recipe, core values, most Pulse meetings bi-weekly we do. And the one that always stands out for me, it's most important above everything else, because you always get a conflict between the two or between the five. And the one that always stands out for me is execution. By the way, you've got them the wrong way around. It's excellence and execution last. But that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. Don't worry about that. But for me, it's always about execution, because ideas are great, but you've got to get done. You don't need any farmyard animals on that one, but you've got to get done. And that's the only thing that really moves the needle. It's the really thing that really only changes from where we are today to where we're going to be tomorrow. So whatever it is, I always believe, and I think I always demonstrate that we show up and we deliver. And that's it.
Hello. So why I chose to build bots for that. So I've always been interested in technology. I started out in IT. I then moved to shared services, and that's where I met Daniel, working in shared services for a consultancy firm that basically built shared services. Automation wasn't really around that much. It was more the case of building out a new ERP system and setting up the processes around that ERP kind of system. And then I heard about RPA, and it looked extremely interesting, read up about it. We then started to get questions from customers about RPA, and before we knew it, we were starting to do RPA and automation projects. And from there, it was the case of, it was a really new market, an exciting market, and Daniel and I shared the same excitement, and we decided effectively to literally kind of start up on our own, and that's where we are now at Bots for That. One of the core values I would talk about is the customer. I always like to please the customer, work with the customer. We form really good relationships with our customers, and every day is different. You're never lonely. You've got obviously loads of great colleagues to work with, and also great customers that we work with. And, it's just great to work with them. And some of our larger clients where we've worked with their developers, it's great to see where we've trained them, mentored them, and to see them grow and get better and better. It's really rewarding. So yeah, I would definitely say customer.
I am not filming this under duress. There is no weapon pointed at me. Don't send help. Why did I choose to grow with Bots for That? Well, probably a couple of reasons, but the first one that I'll talk about is that the values of the company align with me personally, which is really good. And then also, I've forgotten what I was going to say next. Culture. Culture. Really good culture at the company. I think it's a really fun place to work, a really good place to work. We work really hard when we need to, but we also have a lot of fun when we need to as well. So it's good stuff. Speaking of values, segue. one core value that's really important is customer. As head of customer success, it's basically my entire job to make sure that the customer is at the heart of everything we do, whether it be internal meetings that we're having around where the product's going, or it's actually dealing with customers. It's just probably the most important value to me.
I've been held captive here by Oda.
Oh my god. It's not captive, you're under duress, if anything.
So there's no like, hello, my name's Aaron, I'm the head of marketing and sales at Bots for That.
Obviously.
Direct, or you
don't
might...
like creepy stare at camera.
I had the guy outside do that to me about 5 minutes ago.
That's the CEO, he can do what he wants.
Well, I waved at him. Christina is now pointing the gun at me again.
It's not a gun. It's a knife.
Correction, it's a knife.
I also have a chainsaw.
And Amy has a chainsaw. Help.
Change chainsaw. Just put the sound effects.
Oh, wow. I chose to work with Bots for That, as it's been a fantastic opportunity to develop and grow my own personal skills. When I first joined, we were still a very small team, less than 10 members, so there was a lot of time with the CEO and the CTO, which is fantastic as you're able to pull all of their experience and knowledge, which I've taken on board and has helped me a lot in my professional life. The Bots for That core value that I embody the most is execution. The reason for that is because in the marketing world, there's always algorithm changes and changes to what will appeal to target audiences the most. So it's always important to be talking with our customer base. It's vital to be always assessing and researching the market to know what's going to be grabbing their attention so that we can adapt our message and appeal to as many people as possible.
So where do I start? Oh my God, it's pressure, isn't it? I initially came on board at Bots for That as part of a small team from a larger company where you feel a bit like a cog in the machine. So working with a smaller team who are at the forefront of technology, where what you're actually doing matters day to day, was a big thing for me. And growing as part of a growing company as well. We've come a long way in the last sort of 3 years since I've been with the team, and that's forced me to grow in a lot of ways. I've worn a lot of hats, done a lot of things, and as part of a fast-moving company and industry, it's been a great opportunity to learn. I've wanted to learn and been forced to learn as well, which is great thing to be on board with. Out of our core values, they're all pretty pertinent in any day here, so it's hard to choose, but I would choose performance because it's at the forefront of what I do every day. As an operations guy, I'm always looking to help the whole company perform as far as possible. You know, operational excellence is something we strive for, and performance is at the heart of that. We can't be excellent without performing.
I chose to grow with Bots for That because of the people and the innovation behind it. It's not every day that everybody has close contact with the CEO, and I know it's only a startup and that may change, but because of the people, I doubt it ever will. And one of the main core values that I hold close every day is the performance. As the product manager, if I'm not operating at my top performance, it may have a knock-on impact on the team and subsequently a knock-on the customers. So I hold that one to a high standard every day.
Why I chose to grow with Bots for That? Well, being my first job, it's sort of a really good place for me to grow with my skills, sort of having training opportunities, as well as growing as a person amongst my confidence and things like that. Again, like everyone else has mentioned, the culture here is just incredible. Everyone's really lovely. We all get on really well and the communication is super. One of the core values that I resonate with most is probably performance. In the work we do, it's important that the work performs well because that helps to bring in customers, sort of like the Google ads and all the advertising that we do. It's also important... My brain goes blank every now and again. Performance is also important to me because I always try my hardest and want to perform to my best level, otherwise I'm not particularly satisfied in what I've done. And yeah, that's what's important to me.
Okay, why I chose bots for that? Oh, that's wrong already, isn't it? Why I chose bots for that? No, that's wrong again. Because that's why we do it, for the customers and for... That's wrong. No. No. Why I chose to grow with bots for that is because the culture of bots for that helps you grow within yourself and within the team. There's a lot of value that everyone brings to the team, and it helps me grow as a person and a professional. One of our core values is performance. This is because we exceed in all of our processes that we do to a high standard, and that is what makes our product team so amazing.
Do I get asked a question? Or? So I chose to grow with bots for that, basically because of the innovation that the company provides in the field. So many opportunities to grow, like both with the company, professionally, working with new technologies as well is something I love. And everything that we do at the moment is kind of at the forefront of industry. So it's great to have the opportunity to find new technologies, bring those technologies to the team, and share knowledge as well, really. So I've learned so much here, in the last 6 or 7 months. Especially since Sofie started, I've learned a ton about AI. So yeah, it's really good. So one of our core values is respect, and I think it goes quite a long way in this workplace. I think everyone in the team has respect for each other, but more importantly, respect for the work that we do. So I always feel values when I provide work, and I feel proud of the work that I've done, and have a lot of respect for the work that everyone else in the team here does. So yeah, it's kind of what makes this office a great place to be.
Wasn't ready. I chose to go with bots for that because we're on the cutting edge of, enterprise accounting automation, and I get to work with some really cool tech, with some really cool people. So very happy with that. I think in pretty much all of my work, I think about the customer first, and how, when it comes to designing the front end, and how the customer interacts with the Beaniverse, and how designing the processes themselves, what a customer would want out of them. It's basically been thinking about the customer pretty much wherever we are at in the build process.
I chose to grow with bots for that mainly because of the culture. The support that I get from my managers and Daniel is honestly unmatched. I can't imagine myself being anywhere else. I think you can always learn new skills. You can always, take the time to understand what it is that you're doing and what the company is doing, but you can't always have that level of friendship, support, and community with, a team that I have here, and I wouldn't replace that for anything else. And one of the core values that I live by, and it shows my work, is excellence, because I don't just strive to build something that works, it just works, right? I want it to be scalable, future-proofing. I want to make sure that this is something that will go far and can be taken on by whoever it is that's following after me. So I like to write really clean and elaborate documentation just to ensure that there's no confusion about what it is that I'm doing, and the code I write, I tried to do in the most, precise way as possible, so that I can always get to that next level of improvement.
Why I chose to grow with bots for that. Culture genuinely values people, and I think it's really rare to find that in a workplace where you feel respected. And that takes me on to one of our core values and how it shows up in your work. I feel like respect is embedded into everything that we do, where every voice matters, and it gives me the confidence to move forward. It's not just what you're doing, it's who you are.
In this company, it's as removing bugs from our customers Why I chose to grow with Bots for that is the culture, the amazing people, and how my work actually affects the company on a day-to-day basis. Going in my previous role, I used to felt as a cog in a machine. It felt like I wasn't really connecting with people. It felt like my work wasn't being valued. And most importantly, it felt like I was disconnected with my other peers. It felt like we weren't really seeing face to face, and it didn't have that social connection aspect to it. This is completely different in Bots for That, where I get to see my coworkers every single day. Everyone's an amazing person to talk to, different cultures from different backgrounds. And overall, even though I haven't been working for that long, I'm excited to work for Bots for That. One of the core values I choose is execution, because working with all of the code we do, removing bugs from the code base, ultimately helps towards our customer's journey, ensuring they have an excellent software experience, but also because it ties into our other values, such as performance and excellence.
Why did I choose to grow with Bots for That? Good question. Well, Bots for That provided an exciting opportunity to be involved in the early stages of the business and be directly involved in helping that business grow over time. Being involved in a business at this stage, obviously with a smaller team, you get to upskill in areas potentially you wouldn't have actually seen or touched before. Cross-collaboration is very important to making sure our business thrives and hits those goals that we've set out. So being able to develop myself while also helping to develop the company is just a fantastic opportunity. Bots for That values, which one is most important to me? I think probably integrity. As I work in the sales function, obviously you always need to sell with integrity, because if we're speaking to customers, clients, prospects, and I'm telling them something which just turns out not to be true about our product, they're going to leave and have a bad experience. So selling with integrity is something I'll always strive for, and always find ways to improve how I deal with customers or prospects on a daily basis.